Stocks are mostly lower as I speak to you right now. The Dow is only above the flat line by about 1/3 of 1%, but the S&P is down 1/3 of 1%. The Nasdaq is down 1%, and the Russell is down about 1/4 of 1%. In the U.S., durable goods orders rose more than expected in February, rising 0.9%, which was well above expectations of a 1% decline. But capital goods orders fell 0.3%, which was worse than the 0.2% fall that was expected, while shipments of capital goods increased by 0.9%, which was higher than the 0.2% expected. On balance, these are welcome numbers as they feed directly into GDP estimates. Yields are up between 2 and 5 basis points across the curve, and the US dollar is slightly above the flat line in the aggregate, performing best against the Japanese yen, which is a recovery from yesterday's weakness against the yen. Copper and crude oil continue to drive higher, with WTI breaking above its 50-day moving average today after failing to break it yesterday, and rising for the fourth session in the last 6, breaking the $70 level for the first time since March 3rd. Copper reached another new all-time high at the CME group, although it fell from that high. It's still up 1.4%. The copper move specifically could be related to a report by Bloomberg that copper tariffs are only weeks away. More central banks speak today. We're awaiting comments that may be coming out of an economic sentiment going on right now, hosted by Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic is set to speak at 5:45 Eastern Time, and Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr is expected to speak tonight at about 7:10 Eastern Time. We have speeches tomorrow from ECB Vice President Luis de Guindos, ECB Board Member Isabel Schnabel, and ECB President Christine Lagarde. Now, looking ahead, the U.S. is auctioning off $70 billion in 5-year notes this afternoon. Yesterday's 2-year note auction results were very mixed. Earnings today after the close, 6 companies with market caps over $1 billion, including H.B. Fuller, Concentric, and Vernet Systems. Tomorrow before the open, only 2 companies with over $1 billion in market cap reporting, and they are TD Syntex and Ascentage Pharma Group out of China. In terms of data, nothing really interesting being released tonight, but tomorrow in the U.S. we get jobless claims, a second look at fourth quarter GDP in the U.S., retail inventories, pending home sales, and a 7-year note auction.